golf course was built in the late 1920s, original design by Stanley Thompson. It's right basically in the heart of the city of Toronto. The design is rolling terrain, up good undulation throughout the property. It plays more of a parkland style golf course, heavily treed along the fairway lines. It's a very active membership. We have about 430, 440 active playing members. We do approximately 27,000 to 28,000 rounds a year on average. The golf course is basically in its original layout from the late 1920s, 1930s, with some minor alterations throughout. And over the last 4 or 5 years, to modernize the golf course, they have removed a lot of trees around greens and upgraded the greens to USGA greens with bent grass surfaces. The opportunity came available to be part of the top club in Canada, one of the top golf clubs in the world, as the golf course and property manager, and I was lucky enough and able to succeed in accepting the position. I've been involved in construction and building of approximately over 90 greens, so my understanding of bent grass management was what I felt I could bring to the property with new young bent grass greens and to take them to a new level of playability from grow-in. Part of my bent grass management plan is we do a lot of high sulfate sprays. A good flush of sulfates throughout the year we use on our bent grass for our management of the greens. Yeah, the high sulfates we're using to help control some take-all patch, to give us a good sulfate kick of our micronutrients and a short kick of nitrogen to just maintain the bent grass, not give a fluctuated growth to it, to constantly be on top of it, where we're just maintaining enough growth for playability and wear. We're one of the only golf courses in the city of Toronto that is solely on city water. We really have to monitor and manage our water gallonage per use to keep our costs within reason and within line. Coming from a golf course where the greens were a little bit larger to smaller, more focused wear patterns, you really have to be on your management of water and nitrogen management. We can have winters where we have ice damage, ice on the greens of over 90 to 100 days and causes significant death throughout the spring. The club decided to change it to USGA bent grass to help alleviate that issue throughout the winter. When we took on the rebuilding of the greens to USGA with bent grass surfaces, my sole purpose in researching the bent grasses was to find one that was drought tolerant and recovery from drought was high. And when doing my research, I really wanted to have a grass that can handle that and recover from that. And Luminary to me was an obvious choice. When you research the NTEP trials and you talk to people, you talk to the breeder. Luminary to me has been a great grass. I mean, from the grow-in, right off the grow-in, it germinated quickly. It's a very fine leaf texture for playability on top. It's dense. It does handle the traffic very well. Since the renovation to bent grass, the membership has enjoyed them greatly. They've understood the new trueness of the green, the putting, going from an old mix of POA bent where they get bumpy at certain times of year. They constantly comment about how they're true throughout the year. I find the Luminary to be a very dense, dominant species. So, up here when you have restrictions to chemicals to control POA, we have to find every other tool in the box to maintain the bent grass without the POA encroaching, and one of them is through dryness and firmness, and the Luminary provides that. Coming out here in the mornings and driving around the golf course and the sun's rising and the dew's lifting, and there's not a better experience out there.